So guys, I want us to understand something here. So you see that before you qualify for any online survey or any survey research, right? Even if you should have the best proxy, if you don't do this setup, even if you should have the best proxy, honestly, you will still be getting banned on the site, right? You will still be getting banned on the site. So I'm going to guide us step by step on how to set up or configure your system so that you'll be able to scale through on some of these sites. Now, the thing I'm going to show you is just one minor thing that people don't know. Although some person might have experience or might have but it's not everyone that is aware of it. So sometimes we ignore some of these things. Now, these simple small things that you ignore are the things that count. These are the things that count, because by the time you ignore it and then you get to the site, you discover that even if you manage to create an account, you still not get survey. Or even if you should get survey, they will still ban, and they will still tell you that you are not in the region. So if your proxy is strong enough, your proxy could allow you to scale through. But once you do the first profile survey or research, at the end of the day, they will have to. So even if you should do your first profile survey, sorry, I was distracted by the noise inside the room. So even if you do your first profile survey, what will happen there is that once you get to your dashboard, you not see something. So once you do your first profile survey, as you know that it's the profile survey that will qualify for survey, right? Now it's the profile survey that is going to qualify for survey. So once you finish it, you complete it successfully, then based on what you have, then you get your survey. So first is your template, second is the setup. So once you get your template, stick to your template, do the setup. There is no way you not get survey. So now first thing you are going to work with is what? Your time zone. Your time zone matters a lot. So if you are using system and you want to configure your time zone, first of all, check for the time zone here. Now search depending on your system, because your own might be different. So search for time zone here. Type time zone so that you get it in your system. Just search time zone from your system. You see you have change time zone, right? Open it. Then the next thing you will do is, okay, so here is West African time zone, right? You can see here this is Nigerian time zone, but I want it for survey and I want to be doing UK survey, right, to earn in pounds. So you change it here, click on it, then go down to UK should be up. So this is it. So is it the Dublin and Lisbon, whatever, London. So this is it. So this is the time zone. So when you click on it, you automatically be using UK time zone, right? So the site will not be the site will not be showing this thing again like in African time zone, or understand. So it will affect your account. So you have settled one problem, you have solved one problem, so now you are safe, right? So don't put automatic. If you change it to automatic, is a problem, so leave it there. Then once you are done with this, then trust me, you are good to go. You don't have any problem concerning account limitation once your proxy is good, right? So this first part we are done. Then the next part is your proxy. So once you have set your time zone, to UK, right? Right now I'm not connected to proxy because this system is different. This is not the one I use for survey, but I want to use it to just give us a little tutorial. This one is for different. This one is for my course for a different thing. That's why I suggested this for my AI tutorial, right? But I'm just going to do something here with it. This is not for my usual thing. That's why I suggested them. So later. Then the next thing you will do, let's say we have logged in our, how do you call it, we have been able to on our browser, right? So you have put on your browser or start your browser, then come here and search for IP score. That is the in-depth analysis, right? Search for IP score, then look back. Sorry. So we are seeing now, once you can see that this one is a different one of it. So this one is different from IP score. This one also tells you, but I wanted us to start with IP score first. We'll come back to this one. Let's check IP score first. We'll come back to this. Now, first of all, we have two different IP score. The both of them works. You understand? All these three here, this one work. But you come to this one, let's analyze even this first. So when you check all of them, you see that you are in UK. But now, let's say you want to use Nigeria, for example. You are going to use Nigeria, for example. So now the first thing you will see here, if you use proxy and the proxy is good, the region will be proxy, will tell you false, right? As in, sorry, if you use proxy, you are using proxy and you analyze it, you check here, so it will tell you if you are using proxy or not. So here proxy is showing us false. Let's say there's no proxy. So when you are using a good proxy, this place should tell you that the proxy is good by not indicating proxy. But if it shows true, if there is a proxy or VPN, it will show true. Then the country code is the next thing you are going to check out for, which is showing you if it's UK, it will be GB. This is Nigeria because I'm using my to be GB. Now you move down again, then the RIX false score. If you are using a good VPN, it will show 0 false score. It will show 0. But if you see 90 or you see 60 something, it's a very risky stuff, right? So you wouldn't want to try it. So the next thing you are going to see check is the time. We're going to check time. So our time zone showing Africa here, right? Showing Africa, meaning the time zone is not properly set. So now you can see our time zone showing Africa. So what you have to go back and do, imagine I was in survey now and I jump to the side that I've set it successfully. I'll go and still encounter that problem. So that's why it's good you do your in-depth analysis to check if you are properly safe to enter the site. So now we have seen this. So we are going back to our time zone again to check out what is really wrong here, because we set it right. Now time zone, open time zone is still in United Kingdom, right? But set time automatically, adjust the time, clinical. Now I think why we are getting this is because there's no VPN. So because once you connect VPN and you have changed the time zone to that country, you will definitely get the country time zone. right, you definitely get it. I think that is the major reason why it's like this, because once my time zone is connected, as in I've successfully set it up, and then you come to this site and check, should definitely change to that time zone. So the reason why this is still showing African, because there's no proxy connected. So proxy will force it to adhere to that setup. So the next, you are going to still use to see check. You know that sometimes this one might tell you false, but you don't still need to just rush like that. You understand? At least they are paying you, and you wouldn't want to lose your money on the site. You understand? So you have to play safe. So you go back again, use the next one and see check again. So now we have checked using this one. Now check using IP Fighter. So if you are using a good proxy to show you good, I'm not using proxy, but so you are getting 100%. So some you will get 95, you will get 60, right? I say 60, sorry. If you get 60, don't try it to, don't even enter the site. So this is it. You have changed the IP address 0 times today. That is, if I was using proxy to now show you the number of time I've not used proxy here. You also visited US 2 times today. I mean, you also visited us 2 times a day. You also visited us 2 times. Yes, the first time I entered the site to check, but mistakenly, and so this one is just a track record. So if we use a proxy now, it will be counting for you how many times you have used proxy for that day. You understand? It will be counting for you. And then let's go down and see what we have there. Showing you that I'm using a Chrome browser, whichever browser you are using, it will tell you. Another good thing here is that you are also able to denote that this is a residential. If it's a residential proxy, to show you residential. But if you are not using residential proxy, it will show you mobile. So, but once it is a residential proxy, it will be residential. So I think for so far, these are some of the things you should note. There are other things you still need to take into consideration, but these are the major stuff you need to note now. Your IP address, your country, your city, understand? And another, I forgot. Sometimes if you want to play as in be authentic, especially if you are using a static proxy, so if you want to be authentic, just come and copy every information that I have here. The country, once you just put your proxy and it gives you, you are sure that you're in United Kingdom. You don't need to go and browse anywhere to look for address or this when your IP is giving you address. So let's say your IP is giving you London and you went and copy Scotland. You are not in the same region, right? So come to this IP, copy you have your country, you have your city, you have your which other this thing you have, yes, you have your address. So the city is Lagos, right? But if you are using proxy, the city that is there, now copy it, then get the full address. You can copy this Pinecone here from what your proxy will give you, copy it, take it to Google Map or ChatGPT. ChatGPT will trace the address for you and give you, alright? You use it for your research work. If you see here, you can check here, you can see no proxy. If you are using a proxy that is not good, it will show proxy yes. It will show you yes. You understand? It will show you yes. So that is just that for that one. We can now move to the next other listen here. You can now move to the next one, which is the same IP score but different. Remember, we used 2 different IP score. So check out the other IP score. So once you are done doing your in-depth analysis and you are good to go, then trust me, you are 100% safe on the site. Once the in-depth analysis has shown you that you are safe, you are safe. So there's no how you create account that you not get survey, or you not. So once you create account, you don't see survey or see test, then therefore means that your phone itself also needs to be reset. You understand? So your phone ID needs to be reset. So that is another thing you need to do, which I've done a video on that. You can check on how to reset ID. So once you are done with that, trust me, you get survey definitely. Aside online survey, other trusted sites you could also access using Rosie. Once you are safe on this, like you are done with your in-depth analysis, you are good to go. And that time is very important. Always ensure that you keep to your timing. Then another thing is what people still also mistake for is this. Let's say you open a browser, you don't use Chrome to do your survey, right? And you open that browser and you are done with survey, you allow it there. So when you allow it without maybe clearing the browser, or maybe you look for anything to see that you could hide your, let me say, you could lock it. If something like which other, if you are using mobile phone, you should have freezer, right? But if you are using system and you don't have freezer, you could clear the browser, just clear it. So if you forget to do all these things, all these minor things you are seeing, they are very, very important. You understand? So try to ensure that you keep to them, follow those stuff strictly. And also your, how do you call it, your template is also very vital. One of us sent me a DM before for template. I had to share one of my template with her. So if you need template, there are templates. You are not paying for it. You are subscribed to the channel. So once you have challenge along the line, if you need template, you can DM, you can comment template. I need template, and then you get it. You understand? Use the template and work on the site. Understand? So these are some of the things you need to take cognizance of. Once again, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and then like the video. You can share it to other people who want to also learn how to earn money online. You can share the video and then turn on the notification button. Thank you once again. I'm your mentor.